Greetings folks, Chris here, and welcome to yet another on the Citizen Carry channel. And what we have here today, folks, is the Sig Sauer P320X Compact. Okay folks, so here it is. This is the Sig Sauer P320X Compact. This is part of the X series that they came out with. If you remember a couple years ago, I did a video, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, where I presented it when it first came out, the full-size P320X Compact, which actually, I believe, was more geared towards competition shooters. And thank you very much to my buddy Beth for loaning us this gun. This is hers. She chose a Butte, and I will explain herein. This is the 320X Compact. Again, this is part of the X series, and you can tell it has the nice beaver tail back here, but it also has the 90-degree vertical braking trigger right here. So we'll get into the trigger pull in just a little bit, but this is a nice performing little solid handgun by Sig Sauer. As a matter of fact, I like shooting this thing enough that if I were going to carry a compact handgun with 15 rounds of ammunition, if I were going to choose another one, I would choose this one right here. As a matter of fact, I'm really deeply thinking about it. But let's compare this in size to other guns that we've had here on the Citizen Carry channel. Let's lay this down and bring in the H&K P30 SK. Right? A Sig and an H&K on the same table. Quality table today. And look, they're the same size. Look at that. Well, at least the slides are, but when you get down to the beaver tail here on the P320X Compact, it's a little bit longer. But that's not going to be an issue for a lot of people. It would not be an issue for me. The H&K P30 SK is a pretty small gun. It's right about the same size as the Glock 26. Right about the same size. So let's bring in something that's right about the same size as the Glock 19, the Glock Killer, the CZ P10C. The Kleenex is by the doors, by the way, fellas. I just said that to get a rise out of some people. Anyway, the CZ P10C, you can see it's about an inch and a half longer. Look at that. That's probably an inch or an inch and a half longer than this here P320X. So to get into the specifications, this is 7 inches in length, and I gotta believe that is from the beaver tail here up to the end of the barrel. 7 inches. It is 5.3 inches high, which is an important dynamic in concealed carrying. It's not the length of the barrel so much it is the height of the grip. This is 5.3 inches high, so that's not very tall. And you can see here, when we compare this in height to the CZ P10C, they're right about the exact same height. They both carry 15 rounds of 9mm, so good job here. 5.3 inches in height. It's 1.3 inches wide, so that's not a very wide handgun. We'll compare this to the 1.4 that my H&K P30 SK is. So 1.3 inches wide, and it's 25.3 ounces. A couple ounces heavier than, say, your Glock 19, but the way this gun feels in your hand ergonomically and its compact size and that little bit of extra weight, I believe is very important for perceived recoil and being able to control the handgun. So this is a little bit less snappier to shoot, in my opinion, than the Glock 19 if you're concerned about recoil. And this has a 3.6 inch barrel, which takes you most of the way to a 4-inch barrel. And the longer the barrel, of course, the more velocity you're going to have, the more accuracy you're going to have. So a 3.6 inch barrel, that's good. This model here is the BXR3-R2, which means it comes with 2 magazines. The BXR3-R2-1M comes with 1 magazine. So if you got one with 1 magazine, you got the R2-1M. And if you got any of the other model numbers besides the 2 I just mentioned, you probably got one of the neutered ones that are California compliant. Those people aren't free out there. California, New York, etc. So this chambers 15 rounds of 9mm. Now, this is also a very smooth shooter, and I am sorry to say that I have accidentally deleted the footage of the targets that I was shooting, and all I have is the side view of me shooting. Sorry, folks, you don't want to look at me for too long, but it should give you some idea of the perceived recoil from this handgun. I did some pretty crappy camera work. I was rushing everything that day. But a little bit of range footage as we go on here, and it shoots very well. And the way this thing feels when you're shooting it, it's almost as if they built some sort of extra high-tech buffer in there somewhere to take away some of the recoil. But when you take it apart, which by the way, it takes apart like any of your other Sig pistols, with a little bit of a catch, which we're going to get to, you can see that there is no extra buffers or no extra pieces. It's just how well this handgun is engineered. As you can see, I took the magazine out, I flipped the lever down and pulled it apart. And this does have a dual captive spring and guide rod system right here. And I won't take it all apart, but you can see right here. Now, if you get this Sig P320X Compact, you'll see that there is a dot right here at the top of the end of the small spring end of this thing. You can see that there are 2 dots right here. When you put this together, you want to make sure those dots are vertical, not horizontal. You want to make sure they're vertical, right? Put it in there, make sure it's straight up and down so that your dot is just showing at the top right here, the one vertical dot. Make it dead centered. The reason I say that is because if you put this horizontally with the 2 dots going sideways like this, the spring is going to catch on something inside this frame. This way, the spring doesn't catch. This is the way it's intended to be put back together. So make sure it's dead center. Put your slide back on. Engage your slide stop. Flip your lever back into position. Function check. And disco. And speaking of disco, let's test the trigger pull and the reset for you reset queens, right? Here we go. Let's do the trigger pull first. Let's bring it in close for a full color panoramic view. And as you can see, when it breaks, it's going to break in the 90-degree vertical position. There it is, 90-degree vertical. And I have to say, this was probably about a 4.5 to 5 pound trigger pull. Not that heavy at all, and very crisp. And let's do the reset for you reset queens. Get on your makeup. Here we go. Nice. One more time with that reset. Nice little click and a very good trigger. And of course, this is a very good shooter. Very smooth. And oh my God, I'm thinking about it. I hate it when I get like this. I'm thinking about this one. This would be a very good choice for concealed carry. And speaking of concealability, and because a lot of people like to complain about Sig Sauer's bore axis height here, right? I gotta tell you that that doesn't really affect the concealability of this handgun, and I can already tell. Not to mention if we're going to look at things like performance. There's the sight picture, by the way. Good sight picture. Much brighter and easier to pick up in the daytime than, say, my CZ-P10C. Now here is a bore axis comparison right here. You can see where the CZ-P10C has a lower bore axis. It's got a shorter slide or whatnot. A lot of people are concerned about that, but when you've got a pistol this size, that's not really a deal breaker. You're not even going to know the difference. It's not a factor. And I would dare say probably a better performer than a lot of other striker-fired handguns with shorter bore axis. So don't let that be a deterrent. Other than that, let's get the gun up close for some gun pornography. Here we go. As you can see, there's the P320 takedown lever. Your slide release, slide stop. Good texturing right here. It holds it affirmatively in your grip, right? As you can see, all fingers go on this grip. 15 rounds. Bet you picked a good one. So this is it. This is the Sig P320X Compact. If you're looking for a good quality, nicely made compact handgun in the 15 round capacity region, this is the one that you want to look at right here. The Sig P320X Compact. But thanks for watching, folks. My name is Chris. My email address is scrolling across the bottom of the screen as we speak right now. That's toimproper@gmail.com. Write and I will answer you, provided you're going to be polite about whatever it is you have to say, and if I've got the time. Thanks for watching, folks. God bless America. And keep on protecting your families, yourselves, your country, its flag, and its honor. It's the patriotic thing to do, which makes it the right thing to do.